It is located mid 11th Street, Rushard Avenue, 100 Monrovia, 10 Liberia. The telephone numbers are there. The email address is also there. The motto is a what? Anybody can be somebody. So let me just take the camera to that so you can see it. So this is the center where I'm speaking to you from. You see right there, Center for the Intellectual Promotion and Development, CRPD for short, mid 11th Street, Russia Avenue, 1000 Liberia rather, and 1000 Monrovia, 10 Liberia. The email address is right there, and the motto is anybody can be somebody. I have come to speak with intellectuals here on the recent passage of the Drugs and Substance Abuse Law or Act of 2023. The reason I'm going around to speak with Liberians is to get their view and their perspective on this law. You know, this is very serious in Liberia. The drugs issue is serious in Liberia, and then the drug issue is serious in Liberia. Our citizens, whether young or old, they on drug, they are abusing drugs. So since the legislature passed this law, and you'll be going to the president for his signature, and then to be published, to begin a law. How do Liberians see that? What can they say? What could be their core meaning when it comes to implementation and adherence to the law? Before me is a very young gentleman. He's here. Let me start with him. My brother, how you doing?
I'm fine, sir.
Okay, what is your name?
I'm Patrick Gongolo.
Oh, Patrick Gongolo.
Yes.
Are you, sorry to ask anyway, it's personal though, but are you related to Councillor Tiawan Gongolo?
No, I'm from Magibi.
Oh, okay, you got the same last name. Alright, so Mr. Gongolo, welcome to Focus on Liberia Television.
Thank you.
Okay, so like I explained from the onset of this interview, the legislature, through the committee they call Conference Committee, a report, the two houses unanimously last Tuesday, or this coming Tuesday rather, passed the Drugs and Substance Abuse Act of 2023 rather. That is, they're going to be going to the president for signature and publication. The firstly, what's the understanding about drugs and substance abuse?
The issue about drugs and the usage and the abuses of it is something that we should look at from various standpoints, and that has to do with abusing the drugs.
Okay.
When drugs is abused, then it become problem. Okay, so for that law that have been passed and awaiting the president's signature is welcoming, and we Liberians have to see how best we can work together in supporting what the legislature or our legislature have put forth in front of the president.
Great. So that's a good thing. But another thing is the laws enforcement, the laws implementation. I mean, we are all Liberian citizens. We know what happens in Liberia. Laws are on the book, but those crimes or those violations or those laws that have been violated, nothing comes from other aid. So what could be your call to the state, the government, and the actors that are responsible to enforce this law? What could you tell them?
One thing I think I will be able to make clear is that the laws are there. Enforcing the law, the necessary mechanism has also been put in place. But one thing I do know for sure is that the environment had a very great impact in enforcing this identical law that has been or to be passed. The environment had an impact in the sense, or have a major part to play in the sense that without the environment, the government will not be successful. When I'm saying environment, the community.
That's the question I want to ask. When you say environment, what do you mean?
The community. Okay. The community have a very impact to play in this identical issue. How? You will observe that these areas you think, or this area where people sell these drugs is within the community. And within the community, we are somehow related with these people. And whenever you notice that the implementation is about to take a hold, you will observe that the community will be part and parcel of the protection of some of those individuals that they do have interest in. So that's the reason I'm saying that the community have a very major role to play in this identical implementation.
So what could be your call to Liberians who would actually want to see Liberia getting, if not free of drugs, but at least minimizing the use and abuse of drugs? And then those of us that are in the various communities, we know that there are ghettos around us, we know that there are people that are trafficking drugs in our houses, we know that people are selling drugs and living in our houses. What could you tell them?
One thing I would like to say to Liberians is that you shouldn't forget that the one you sell drugs to can become somebody tomorrow. And if possible, it could be your relative, your son, your daughter. So what we need to do is that we need to work together collectively. Individually, we will not be successful as Liberians. We need to work together in line with the government to see how best we can curtail this identical drugs issue into our country, because it has a very serious effect on us.
What is that effect, that negative effect? What is it? What is the own experience with the drugs issue in Liberia? What have you seen?
I, for one, my cousin is in custody now, Mike Gibby, which of course I won't disclose his name.
Mm-hmm.
He started this issue from a very long time, and up to present, he's on the street. I can see him and pass by him, but at the end of the day, I have to go close to him. Oh man, what's up? How you doing? But I know the type of person that he used to be. So I don't think that if we work together and see how best we can rehabilitate them collectively, everything that is said here today is that we can only achieve this when we work together as Liberians. If we decide to politicize this, we will not get anywhere. If we do it together as a team for the future, I think our children will be prepared. But other than that, no.
Great. So, as we conclude with you and another person can come on board. So we also had to talk to the law enforcement officers, mainly the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, even though the LDA is partner to this law. But the allegation of LDA officers involved into the use and abuse of drugs, they are even a complaints of the importation and sales of drugs. What would be your message to them?
My message to them is that they took oath. They should be able to see how best they can implement what they learned. What they took to see how best they can work on that and help to safeguard our country. The Drug Enforcement Agency is a very good body, which of course we know, even though there are some people within who do things on the contrary. But those that will be caught in such an act, the law is also there that they will be brought to justice. And if so, because I think, like you did mention previously, that probably some of them, because someone asked you the question, if a drug enforcement officer is caught in an act of taking into substance, what will be the penalty? I agree that those individuals will be taken and rehabilitated, but also there must be a penalty after rehabilitation for them.
Okay.
Because if you just rehabilitate them, bring them back into the society without facing the penalty, because they do know that what they were doing, they took oath to protect. So if you go against your ethic, there should be punishment regardless of the rehabilitation.
Maybe that's why they have to be dismissed. That's the first thing. If you are caught in that act, you'll be dismissed.
Okay.
This will be dismissed. And then, if you are actually addicted to it, you have to be rehabilitated. So except where the person maybe is not addicted, but the law says the use of the abusers should be available, and they can be billed for. They can go to hospital and then be okay. Okay. So finally, what you want to say as we get to the next person?
What I want to say is that I'm very grateful to the legislature for passing such an act, and I hope and pray that the president, within his wisdom, will sign that. And Liberians at large should work together collectively to see how best we can minimize the abuse of drugs in our country.
Thank you so much. Your name again?
I'm Patrick Donglo.
Okay, Patrick, Ben, the first person. Thank you so much for getting to the gentleman here for 2 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So my name is Prince. I'm speaking with a Liberian citizen here at the Central. This is the name of the place. The Central for Intellectual Promotion and Development is here on 11th Street, Cinco, Russia Avenue, 1000 Monrovia, 10 Liberia. The email address is here and the telephone numbers are there. I'm speaking with citizens here to tell me their own understanding about this drugs issue, and I'm so happy to speak with a very young man who is in the age of most of the guys who abuse drugs around here. My brother, how you doing?
I do.
You okay?
Yeah.
What's your name?
I'm Joshua Tope.
Joshua Tope. Okay, Joshua, welcome, man. You live on Focus on Liberia. So let me begin by asking you this way. How old are you?
About 18 years old.
Oh, you are very young, about 18 years old. Are you aware that there are some 18 years that own drugs now? Are you aware of that?
Yes.
You can see some of them?
See.
Okay. As a young person, you are 18, and you can see 18-year-olds, smoking drugs around, somebody sleeping in the street, somebody stealing around, somebody can just take a knife, they stab somebody. How you can feel sometimes?
Friday, I can feel bad because if I walk in the night, my friends will be laying out on the street, sleeping very well. I can feel bad, and I see my friend on the street laying down. I can feel comfortable in myself.
Yes, somebody not even going to school.
Yeah.
They can't eat good. They sleep in a mosquito. So, as a Liberian citizen, young man who I'm sure your dream is to go to school, graduate from the university, get what to do. If you see youth in that kind of condition, what can come to your mind about this country's future?
What can come to my mind all because the blood is going backward.
Okay.
We put jobs in this country, we ourselves will be harmful. We are the youth, we'll be spoiling ourselves. Let me tell you this thing about my young brother. My brother was taking jobs in the early age of 17, now in job of high school, he taking jobs.
Your brother?
Yeah, my
your big brother.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you are smoking. So you know somebody from your family that can smoke drugs?
Yeah.
Don't call your name anyway. So how do you feel when you see your brother on the drugs?
I see my brother, I can feel comfortable in myself.
Okay. So then you talk to him?
Yeah, I can talk to him.
You can take him to leave you sometime?
Yeah, I can surely.
He can listen to you?
No, he can listen to me, no problem. I can force myself to start talking to him.
Did you ask him, have you asked him, how did he get into the habit of be smoking?
Yeah, I asked him sometimes.
What did he tell you?
He said peer pressure carrying.
Peer pressure.
Yeah.
Okay. People looking at you on this live interview from all parts of the world, from America, from Asia, from United Kingdom, from Liberia here, from somebody from Africa. What's your call to Liberian citizens, meaning the young people in their 18, in their 12, in their 13, they're smoking drugs? What you want to tell them?
What I want to tell them is to stop drugs and go to school to learn for the better education for our country. Because we are the future leader for this country. If we're not defending the country, no one else will defend the country. If we're not defending the country tomorrow, no one else will defend the country. If we break down Liberia, we are dead in this country. So we are telling the Liberian people,
the young
people to go to school to learn to stop drugs in this country.
Okay. Then the next thing I want to ask you is that somebody can even take it to schools.
Yeah.
I've seen a school, one of the biggest schools here in Cinco, they took drugs there. I was there and they checked the student bed, they saw drugs in the student bed. Then Thomas Gosua also said there's a school that a 6th grade student took drugs to that school, even though he didn't call the school name. So I can't call the school name on the camera. So what your message to school administrators, the principals, the school owners, the teachers? What do they do to also save the student from the abusing drugs in the schools?
To stop the student is to protect security for the student. Anywhere you go, they charge in the bag. What Jijewa did sometimes. They go to Jijewa, they charge in our bag.
You in Jijewa?
No, I'm in Jijewa.
Okay.
We go there sometimes.
Okay.
So I want the school to protect security for the young people.
Fine. Finally, the drugs law been passed. They say when you sell it, they grab you, you go to jail. When you take it from another country and bring it to Liberia, they grab you, you will go to jail. When you plant it on the soil to grow it, to sell it to people, you will go to jail. So they call that one non-believable offense under the Liberian law. That the law is going to pass that one. What you get to tell them?
Well, I get to tell him first, thank you, the person first. I want the person to continue to struggle because it's not easy to be where the person is today. I want to tell the person that anybody that gets just in this country, let it go to jail and be persecuted for that.
Thank you. Are you out of high school?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your name?
I'm Joshua Tobe.
Joshua Tobe, you say you are 18 years old.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for speaking to the young people. A very young man. You know anybody who's smoking drugs, they are in at 18, they are in at 13, they are in at 12?
Yeah, I can call them.
No, I don't want to call them name, but you know someone name.
Yeah.
Someone can 13 years old and say, when you cry, I'll juke you.
Yeah, sometimes.
You can be scared sometimes.
Yeah, I can be scared.
So the way they come to look when you're walking in there, some people can be behind you, they want Steve, they got a knife on there, they got power button on there. You look at that man there.
How I really feel about it because it makes sense to me as a youth firstly. We all need to go to school to learn, to focus on education. If we're smoking jobs, it will be our downfall in life.
Thank you, Joshua. Thank you so much. We'll talk to the next brother. Yeah. So my name is Prince Moba. Folks, thanks for joining me. I'm here. Can we doing a live interview here, with Liberian citizen. My brother, how you doing?
Okay.
You gotta be audible. How you doing?
I'm okay.
Great. What is your name?
My name is David Jala.
Okay, David Jala. David Jala, welcome to FOL. This is Focus on Liberia. You live around here?
Yes.
You live where?
Yeah, I live 12th Street.
12th Street. So, Jacob, you said Joseph,
David
right?
Jala.
Oh, David. David, what's your own experience about the drugs business? You can see people smoking drugs around you sometimes, or you know some people that are smoking drugs. You don't have to call name yet.
Oh, yeah.
You can see them?
Yeah, for that, I know so many people, especially one of my colleagues who were in high school together, very brilliant. Yeah, currently in real life. I've been trying hard to bring him back. But it's not easy. Yeah, so we know people, not just honorable, people that really used to make mark when we were in high school. Graduated from high school in 2010. Yeah.
So when you see some of your former classmates on drugs, their condition has changed. You see them, so now they just wear one clothes for more than 2-3 weeks. How you can feel, David?
Actually, I feel bad, right? Because the school that we graduated from, not just ordinary school.
What school was that?
St. Peter Retreat.
Okay.
Yeah, 14th Street. And then seeing your colleagues that you boys do things together, and then you see the person sitting on the sidewalk, like they are deformed already. You're not thinking like the way you used to think before. It's so sad for our country. They say this.
All right, so this drugs law now that the legislature now passed, it will be going to the president for the president to sign it, to put his signature on it. Then they will put it also. That law says the person who brings drugs in Liberia, when they grab them, they go into jail. That one nobody can say whether they got that one non-believable offense. The person who sell it, when they grab them, they go into jail straight. That one no bone beneath inside. The person who even distribute it, give it to you, say, my man, take it here and give it to that. One person sending behind the house, go give it to him. When they grab you, you go into jail straight. What do you make of that law then?
Yeah, first of all, I welcome the law. I appreciate it. That law is very good. But one thing we really want the president to do for us now is to get pass the law, not to even waste time. Because if we understand that every day this guy recruit, and they are the fastest growing group currently in our country. So if the president can do it fast to pass that law, it will be very good for us. I welcome the idea. Yeah.
So the president is also sign it. How long you think you want to tell the president? You want for him to sign it now? We're coming to go to election. 3 months from now. What can you say to him?
Yeah. For me now, even the letter enter the president's office, I want you to even sign it Monday because these guys they are disturbing every community, especially the community that live in 12th Street. My brother, you can't walk from here 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. You say you're going down freely. It will be serious trouble for you.
Wow.
Because they want to just support their habit. They will surround you, and then everything that you get on you will lose all. 12th Street got one of the highest ghetto area. 12th Street, I'm not lying to you. I live there.
Wow.
12th Street, yeah. And if you just do your own survey,
to move from block 1 to block 2, you see now less than 3 to 4 different ghetto. And some of them are even selling drugs in their own house. When police are about to go there, some now they will receive information and then they will escape.
So that was my next question to you. There are people who are also selling drugs in the various communities, and community dwellers know them. The first speaker that was here, you said the only way we control the drugs business on the citizens of ourselves can take the law to be for us. That is, we should be able to inform the security people about who sells drugs and who doesn't sell drugs. So what's your own message to Liberians, people who know, people in our community doing drugs business, people living in their houses selling drugs? What you have to tell them?
My brother, before the law be enforced, the law have to be passed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When the law is passed, then they say
passed already.
No, the president, they have not signed it.
Except when you veto it, but it's passed already.
Okay. The president is still on the president desk, right?
Very good.
Okay, very good. When the president is done with that, then the community dweller will also have some absolute right to myself. I will work, I will handle somebody that I say he said it. I should have a proof.
Because you got law
backing me.
Okay, I love that.
Right? I'll be able to hold somebody and say you selling drugs, and I should have proof right there.
Yeah.
And when the proof is there, when the community, maybe 1 or 2 persons, where the pro be afraid that you go in jail for 20 years, 30 years. So try 30 years from your age, before you come, you already, maybe you may likely die there. And that would be preferred then for you to pollute the community.
Okay, so finally, as we still leave for you, how dangerous is drugs to the life of a young person? How dangerous it is?
Drugs is very dangerous. I can even give you the degree now, but drugs is very dangerous. Because
why you say that?
Yes, because we are seeing people around here, right? Like somebody will just start taking drugs. The first thing the man will not take back. A normal person, you should take back 2 times a day. But somebody will be there like the last time. It was day before yesterday. I was watching, monitoring on TV. I think on camera screen they were showing where these guys. I even asked him question whether the other guy is there. They said no. Fly all right. A normal person cannot do that. These guys are deformed already. They are deformed. And they may not do anything because they want to support their habit. For those that are really bringing the drugs in the country, if they can really punish them seriously, those that are taking it, they will be scared.
So you really want for the importers and the traffickers,
all of them should be penalized, if not less than 30 to 40 years in prison. Because I saw similar things in Guinea, like Africa and Chile. When you commit certain crime, they take 50 years. My brother, even your father, you can't live from that place.
Okay. So, finally, what you gotta say? As we tell you me.
I just want to tell all of our citizens, our Liberians, that we should all work together to see how best to minimize the drugs issue in our country, because it's disturbing the youth. I'm part of the youth. I'm still among the youth community. So I welcome the IDF from the house there, so that the drug law can be handled by the president. I welcome the IDF.
Thank you so much. Your name again?
My name is David.
Okay, David. Thanks for speaking to us. To another young man here. So, folks, my name is Prince Morba, and this is Focus on Liberia TV. We're here on 11th Street in Single Monrovia, Liberia. The center we are is called the Central for Intellectuals, the Center for the Intellectual Promotion. Sorry, the name is Center for the Intellectual Promotion and Development. That is CRPD for short. Made 11th Street, Russia Avenue, 1000 Monrovia, Ting, Liberia. And you see the motto there is anybody can become somebody. A young man is here. I love that motto as we're talking about drugs addicted citizens or youth. So it tells you that anybody can become somebody. My brother, how you doing?
Fine.
You fine, eh? What's your name?
My name is Aaron Yigan.
Okay, Aaron. Sorry, I'm going to ask you some personal questions because your face looks young. How old are you?
I'm 32 years old.
Okay, 32 years old. Great. So, Aaron, what do you know about the drugs business? Harmful substances. What do you know about it?
Yes, I know very well that the drugs that our president is about to pass the law for is very effective.
Okay. So when someone takes drugs, what can happen to them?
what can happen to them, it become miserable, and it kills some of them future, and some of them have no place to sleep. They sleep in the mosquito in the street, harming other people who are not part of them.
They harm other people who are not part of them. That's a very great one.
Yes.
So how do you feel when you see young people sleeping in the street, sleeping outside in the rain, some of them on the dumper, looking for old cup to go sell. When they go passing, they jump on them to take away their properties, their belongings. How do you feel about that?
Really, I feel hurt when I see people, their life are miserable, they don't have place to sleep, and they become dangerous to other neighbors who brother and sister. I feel hurt always when I see them.
Have you seen any of them? Some of them they live around you, or some of them related to you, or they are your friends. Some people who are on drugs now.
Those who are on drugs now, nobody is related to me. Okay. I'm not related to any of them, but where I live currently, which is 11th Street from the dancer, where I live, the guy got to rape them.
Wow, the guy get to rape you, yeah.
Get to rape them,
And you know, and the people that are living there, they know about it.
Yes, they are aware of it, and they won't in this place.
Okay. So
what happened to me next when I moved in the house? Man said I will not notice it. I will not very know that they have cattle behind the house. So I said I was living unprotected way. Where I came from, I know experiences of things. So when I used to go to bed, sometimes I don't lock my door. They're putting cash behind the door, nothing. I just shut my door and sleep. But currently, right now, the place we live in, it looks dangerous to us now. Because every day and night, those bodies, when people go to bed, they keep shopping, each one they do one by one. They want to not have anything strong behind it, and they enter on you. When they enter on you, they pull it on your neck, and they begin to take your room materials outside. It happened to me.
They enter your room before?
You enter in my room before. Everything in my room, our value, I lost it up to now. Yeah.
Okay, so what's your call to community dwellers or in the community who are selling drugs and then they are putting their colleagues or the other citizens handways in the hands of the criminals? What you get to tell them? People who are selling drugs in the community, then they know that people living with them and they're selling drugs. Because of that, other people probably can get missing or the people can't steal from them. What you have to tell them?
What I have to tell them is that I apologize to those people in the community and they should stop selling drugs in the community and making other people's children to become miserable. Because every one of us, I believe, we attach to one another destiny. If somebody becomes a somebody, and that person can help somebody to become a somebody too. So I apologize that they should stop selling drugs and make our brother and sister to be comfortable in the community and think about the better of our country. That's
great.
Advice to them.
Great. So finally, the school administrators, because they trust in the schools, students can carry to school now.
Yes.
I have seen schools where students were caught with drugs in their bag and their parents were caught. I mean, even in the homes, kids are taken in the homes. What's a message to the parents how to check on their children and also school administrators? What's a message to them?
Yeah, my message to the school administration is that they should provide security for our students. Especially as a student, when you come on campus, whether you come soon or not, they should always check in your bag. And I advise that all schools should be in fence. After school, student is not allowed to get out of the fence. That is my advice.
After school or recess?
After school, yes, recess. After recess, the student is not allowed to get out of the fence. That's my advice. It will keep them protected from the just dealing.
What about the parents too?
The parents are advised that my advice to the parent is that those parents, if you see your child each time going to school and your child grow with you, the child enter inside the school, when they come from school, they start behaving funny, you should always take note that the child is becoming something different among the children. So you should always do your research behind the child who is going to school.
Great, so much. I like your input. So finally, what do you want to say?
What I want to say to our president and
Go ahead.
what I want to say to our government is that I'm so glad for the law that they have passed for the just freedom. And I apologize that they should regularly enforce the law to work amongst us. That our community will be safe, our brothers and sisters who are already into the church business, that will also bear that mistake and become somebody better for our future too.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much for speaking with me. Thanks a lot. Okay, so folks, if nobody, this is how we come to the end of this interview. My name is Prince Morva. I've been here speaking with Liberians facing at the Center for the Promotion and Development. The Center for the place name is the Center for the Intellectual Promotion and Development, CRPD for short, made 11th Street, Russia Avenue, 1000 Monrovia, 10 Liberia. My name is Prince Morva. Thanks for following me. Thanks for watching. Do join me another time for another live video. I've been here. This is how I'm going to take leave of you here to be joined at another destination or location when the need arises. Thanks for following. Bye-bye.